Okay, I'm not in my usual venue, and for a conversation, I like to have like no pressure really, and just do things as long as I need. But a lot of circumstances this week, and I just like didn't get to this, and I want to talk about this specific thing. Um, it's also interesting because usually, some if I have a conversation that I want to discuss, if I have a topic that I want to address, if by the time I get to that topic it doesn't feel as strong and there's something else that's more pressing, then I just switch that. It's fine, no problem. And this is something that, like, it was a realization that I had made that I wanted to put out there because I wanted to try and figure it out. And now I just don't think there's much figuring out to do. So I think this is going to be really short, but I had the phrase enter my mind the other day that sunk cost fallacy is the only reason that I am breathing still. And that was a bit of a heavy realization. I don't feel that way every day, not even close. Most days I do not feel that way. It is rare for me to feel that way. But there was a couple days in a row where I felt that way. And I was just like, yep. I was just like, I've already invested too much time now. May as well just keep going through this hell that is life, because why not? You know, but that's a thing. It's called a sunk cost fallacy. Um, I'll, yeah. I have another conversation that talks about that because I'm really bad at sunk cost fallacy. I don't know um, when to cut my losses and move on to something else. And I talked about that kind of just like, oh, sometimes like I'm reading a book and it's like I'm not enjoying it, but like I really have to finish this book. So in this case, with my life, sunk cost fallacy is a good thing. It's just just like hold on for a bit longer and then things get better, right? But it's a weird realization to be like the only reason that is because of sunk cost fallacy, because I'm really bad at letting go of things that I should let go. So then it becomes like, oh, you're saying you should let go because it's real not good. I'm only half awake right now still, so I don't know. I'm wrestling with that. I want to write about it. I don't know how much more I will discuss it. I don't know how much I can get out of writing about it either. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. But yeah, I just had like some really low points in the past week, and again, it's pretty rare. However, they're becoming more often because of things not changing, despite how hard I have tried to put myself in a position to create opportunity for positive change, specifically speaking about career and work things. So much right now revolves around that for me, like money, living situation, things that I need, work to be able to change. Like I don't know, the fulfillment at work is a huge one. Feeling passionate about what I'm doing is like a huge thing that I need back in my life with the amount of time I would spend working, and I don't want to just work for money and then that's it. However, I also don't have enough money working for money. So right now all I do is work for money. I'm not actually getting fulfillment out of my job. And I haven't been for a long time. And part of that is just because of different changes in policy and huge amount of culture shift in the way that there's disrespect shown to to subs in one of the districts. The other district is fine. So, um, but there's been some changes over the past like year and a half or so that have been very detrimental to subs, especially myself, with the things that I need out of my job, including respect for me as a person and a human being. Anyway, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole too much, but it's just one of those things where that, like, work synonymous with money right now, instead of work being like, it's a place I love going and I want to go there and I work hard and it challenges me and I can challenge it and we have a reciprocal relationship and it's a fun place and yes, I work hard, but like, yeah, that's what teaching was for me, right? It was all those things, and I was compensated well enough to not have these other challenges in life, that I was able to make some moves and get ahead and start paying off debts. But right now, it is just taxing me mentally and emotionally and sometimes physically because of being on call all the time, and that can be exhausting. And like, my amount of anxiety doesn't let me sleep the way that I want to sleep, but then I'm getting woken up at 6 a.m. by calls to go into work to places that I don't want to go work to, but then I have to force myself out of bed to go get ready for a job that I hate. And I try not to let that reflect in my performance at work and my ability to do that, and then having to get a second job on top of it because this first one does not compensate enough, especially because work is too irregular. And then that just snowballs into like, well, if I wanted to change my living scenario, I can't because I'm trapped because of my finances. And then that snowballs into another thing, and it's like feeling like home is a safe space because I haven't felt that for a long time. And then it's just like all those things. And then there's other factors in my life too, but those are some really, really big ones that I'm like, I can't just change it on my own. I can't just be like, you know what, I'm going to have a better outlook on life. And it's all just perception. You just need to be more optimistic and open and whatever, and you can just change those things. It's all about, no, like some of these things are very physical, tangible things that aren't just about perspective, and I really struggle with that. So like, I do already struggle with perspective and being positive and whatever else, but I mean, like, some of these things are just like, oh yeah, like, you need to work in order to get money, in order to buy groceries, to feed yourself, to pay rent, to live, to have gas in your vehicle so you can continue to work, to whatever, right? So again, been working really, really hard for a long time now to try and change my circumstances and create new opportunities for things to change in a positive way, and have just not been able to do that. And it's just always at the mercy of somebody else, and I don't like that, and I'm tired of it, and I don't know what to do about it, and I get stuck, and then I spiral, and I keep working on it, and then things don't happen, and then I just get more confirmation that I am not worth fill in the blank, and then yeah, it just spiraled a lot. So I just had that realization, like, oh, like, the only reason I'm still breathing is because of sunk cost fallacy, because, like, I have felt so low that I think that was the only reason that I, like, held on. So that was just a real realization. And, like, again, I don't feel that way very often. It's really rare that I do feel that way. But feeling that way at all is not a good thing. So and also, I know that part of the reason I'm feeling that way is because of my circumstances, but then it's all just like, I need to figure out what I can do on the side in order to keep going, to plug away. This kind of relates to another conversation I had about not having the luxury of falling apart. And not having that luxury of falling apart means to keep going, and you'd think this is an honorable, positive, good thing, but falling apart, if you have that luxury to fall apart, it gives you a pause, it gives you moments of rest and ability to reflect, and possibly changes can happen because other people in your life maybe see the extremity of what is going on, or if anything, it forces a disruption, which is another conversation I want to have, because forcing disruption is one thing that I do to create change, but I can't do that irresponsibly when it comes to things like career changes, right? So anyway, yeah, that's just I don't know, it's a heavy thing, and I haven't felt that way. Yeah, I don't know, I just never have felt that way specifically, of like, oh, that's the reason, because I've been here too long to quit. That's not a good reason to keep going. Yet I am, because I'm stable enough to just do that. I don't know.